You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. Well, another day, another Urban Meyer mess up, another story, another breaking news, it's crazy. We're talking about a professional NFL head coach that's having stories come out. You would think this is like Antonio Brown or somebody. No, it's an actual head coach. This is officially past embarrassing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's amazing that we've had the Tim Tebow fiasco. We had the Ohio bar situation where he abandoned his team to stay back. Nobody had ever heard of that. We've had, what else have we had? Oh, assistant coaches saying he was berating them, calling them losers. Professional good head coaches, or professional good assistant coaches, coordinators. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer was offensive coordinator on 2 AFC championship teams. What have you done in the NFL, Urban Meyer? Really? I mean, you absolutely cannot treat professionals that way. You got players coming out saying this guy's a total scumbag. You got a situation involving Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones did come out and say he felt like that got overblown. Okay, great. You got a number 1 overall draft pick that looks terrible. Nobody knows. I mean, you're 13 games into the season, and we don't know what Trevor Lawrence is right now. We don't have a clue because this team has no identity except Urban Meyer's headlines. And this is a bad one. And frankly, folks, this one may get his ass run off. It may get his ass run off after it's said and done. This is TMZ. Ex-Jaguar Josh Lambo, Urban Meyer's a bully. He kicked me and called me dipshit. Listen, dipshit, that ain't, I mean, you can tell some of these words. Urban may think this is coach speak, or maybe Urban was used to doing this to college kids. I don't think NFL players making this kind of money are really going to tolerate this shit. I think that's where we're going. That's where the disconnect is Urban doesn't know how to treat actual adult athletes and coaches at this point. Ex-Jacksonville Jaguar Josh Lambo says his time with Urban Meyer sucked, claiming the head coach repeatedly bullied him and even got physical with him. The team's former kicker made the allegations in a bombshell interview with the Tampa Bay Times, saying Meyer not only was verbally abusive towards him during their time together, he at one point kicked him. Lambo says Meyer often got called dipshit and shitbag and launched his boot into his leg during a practice back in August. I'm in a lunge position, Lambo said, of the alleged physical incident with Meyer. Left leg forward, right leg back. Urban Meyer, while I'm in that stretched position, comes up to me and says, "Hey, dipshit, make your fucking kicks," and kicks me in the leg. Urban Meyer kicked a kicker, a person that makes his living and a good living, kicked him in his leg. Holy shit. While Lambo says Meyer could have kicked him harder, he said the boot still hurt. Quote, "It certainly wasn't as hard as it could have done it, but it certainly wasn't a love tap." Lambo said, "Truthfully, I'd register it a 5 out of 10. Lambo said he told the coach to never do that again while on the field. And when he later brought it up to Meyer inside the team facility, the 57-year-old got aggressive. Quote, "If you ever speak to me like that again, you'll be out of here," Lambo said Meyer told him. "You're the first player I've ever let speak to me like that in my career, and if you do it again, you're gone." Lambo said he brought it up to his agent, who reported it to Jaguars legal counsel. The team said it made the counsel available to Lambo, but the kicker told the Times he has no recollection of being able to speak to the Jags legal team. Lambo was eventually cut by Meyer in September. For Meyer's part, the coach told the Times the kicking incident did not happen the way Lambo says it did, saying Josh's characterization of me in this incident is completely inaccurate and there are eyewitnesses to refute his account. I was fully supportive of Josh during his time with the team, Meyer added, and wished him nothing but the best. Meyer's Jaguars are currently 2-11. And in case you're wondering, I mean, it's not like Josh Lambo doesn't know what it's like or hasn't been around a while. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years as a professional football player, including 5 seasons he was with the Jags. So, look, this may have been some embellishment from Josh Lambo, okay? Some people will hear some of this and be like, oh, that's not that big a deal. In a vacuum, you might be right. Let's say this comes out and it's Mike Tomlin. I'm probably not making this video. In fact, I'm not making this video. But in the case of Urban Meyer, it's pretty clear at this point he doesn't know how to be a professional head coach. And you walked up and you kicked a man in the leg that makes a living with his legs. I want you to think about that now, okay? Regardless of how hard the kick was or any of that, Josh Lambo, as a kicker in the NFL, has made, and can make millions of dollars with his leg. With his legs. If he can't kick, he can't earn an income. Have you ever heard of a coach kicking a kicker in the legs? I mean, I want you to think about that a minute. I'm not trying to embellish or blow this out of proportion, but it's just one thing after another, and he flat called Urban Meyer a bully. Well, it's kind of odd because your assistant coaches seem to think about the same thing of you. Some players have kind of come out and talked about how you're unprofessional with them. Urban Meyer, this has been a dumpster fire. It's been a disaster. It's been a disaster. Go through the league. This season, last season, tell me the last time you heard this much crap about an NFL head coach. Let's think about some of the awful ones. Ben McAdoo. Ben McAdoo didn't know how to coach a professional football team. But it wasn't one piece of dramatic drama after another. It was just he wasn't a good coach from a schematic standpoint, etc., etc. This is black eye on the franchise kind of things. And that's saying a lot because we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars here. Okay? We're not talking about the Patriots. We're not talking about the Steelers. We're talking about the Jaguars. Not exactly a stellar history. And I mean, look, Urban Meyer's taken that not so stellar history and literally just drug it straight through the mud. It's ridiculous. Look, you can't use the words bullying, I don't think, in light of everything that's happened. How much longer does Mr. Khan put up with this guy? I'm shocked he has not been fired. And I feel like he hasn't been fired because Mr. Khan doesn't want to pay the contract. But at this point, when do you just decide, for the sake of the team locker room and for the sake of a number 1 overall draft pick, we got to get this cancer the hell out of our locker room? When is the last time you can ever think that an NFL head coach, a head coach, could be the one that's toxic and has cancer in a locker room. We're not talking about Antonio Brown here, mixing it up with Mike Mayock, or firebombing the inside of a locker room, or Josh Gordon failing up-teen marijuana test. This is the coach, the head coach, the one that is supposed to be setting an example for the club. This is amazing. It's a bombshell. It is. I mean, nothing may come out of it, but I don't know how. I really don't. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.